play of the game from way down.
1, 2, silence.
Rainer getting absolutely
A team wipe.
the living bombs going.
Oh my goodness, the ring.
Bombstastic gonna find Rainer.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another NGS spectacular event here on twitch.tv/MurtaRG. I'm your host, Murta, joined tonight by my good friend, good pal, Jayzon. How's it going, man?
It is going good, Murta. Good Monday. I know a lot of people don't appreciate this day of the week, but me personally, it's my favorite one. But signals a new week here at NGS, as we're pretty much crossing the halfway point right now. So teams are starting to set themselves apart, moving up and down in the rankings, and see what these teams got for us tonight.
A new subscriber.
Well, tonight, after we recognize this subscription coming in from Repsychic, thank you, 16 months in a row, my good friend. But yeah, tonight we have two squads from Division B East playing a flex match here during week number 5. It's Buff Chen entering tonight's matchup with a record of 6-5, up against Murky's Hit Squad, entering tonight with a record of 9-5. A few more wins there for Murky's Hit Squad, but I'm expecting a pretty even match tonight, Jayzon.
Yeah, number 6 and number 9 in the standings right now. Of course, worth noting that's all a little wonky because some teams have played a little bit more than others, but both these teams at 6-5 games, so about halfway through their season. They're looking about halfway through the standings, and they're sitting right around that 8th place bubble that you want to make sure you stay inside for the playoffs. So not an unimportant match for these guys here.
I don't have the map bans yet. Let me see if they can give us to us in this lobby here so you guys at home are aware of what happened during the coin flip. But we're still waiting to find that out ourselves. Looks like the first map, we do know that, will be Infernal Shrines as chosen by Buff Chen. First to draft here is going to be Murky's Hit Squad. Actually, it looks like I might have gotten it here in a DM. There we go. I don't know who banned what. But the bans were Volskaya, Towers of Doom, Alterac Pass, and Cursed Hollow. Maybe we'll find out who did what, but those are the 4. Once again, Volskaya, Towers, Alterac Pass, and Cursed Hollow.
Oh, they let Braxis through. What a interesting pick that is.
Just finishing writing these down in my book in case someone asks me later. And I'm going to let these guys know I'm ready to go. Jayzon, are you ready to go?
I am totally ready to go.
All right, there's the R from the casters in our lobby. But Jayzon, what's been going on in the world of Jayzon?
Just playing some games with good old Regen Blue. Been struggling a little bit recently, but we're still practicing, still keeping our heads up. But other than that, I've been trying to jump in on casts when I can, and planning on picking up a couple at the end of the week, assuming they're still up and available. So you guys could be on the lookout for that. Try and do a little late night casting. But other than that, it's just been pretty laid back, spending some good time relaxing, and then of course always
hanging with the cats,
grindstone at work.
Oh, and that, of course.
Right, who could forget? But yes, the cats have been hanging around. I got both of them sleeping on the bed right here next to me. So
we did get some clarification here, Jayzon, on the map bans. It was Buff Chen banning out Volskaya Foundry and Alterac Pass. That means Murky's Hit Squad were responsible for banning out Towers of Doom and Cursed Hollow. I think we're still waiting to see if everyone is situated on the right side. There's the ready for Murky's Hit Squad. I think we're about to get going here, Jay.
All right. So, of course, Infernal Shrines. Definitely, I would say the most popular map overall, I think, in competitive play. I see this map more than anyone else and banned far fewer than any other map. But also, it's just so straightforward with how to play the macro. Good balance of camps in every lane. So there's not really one particular lane of preference for trying to win the game. And then, of course, the objective is just so simple and easy to control. I feel like a lot of people feel like they have control and a good understanding of this map. And so we see it a lot, and we see a lot of comfort on it.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, the objective is very balanced, of course. I think it gives a fair amount of push power with the team, unlike you've seen over on Volskaya Foundry, where it's been a lot slower since that change to the objective. Here on Infernal Shrines, it's still strong, and I think it's actually stronger since they made those changes. Of course, the Frozen Punisher helping you shut down those structures now. It's a lot more versatility, and I think maybe the most fun objective in the game in this current meta.
Right, but it still gives you a lot of good opportunity for team fighting, which I like. If you've got a good engaged tank, you can follow up that that stun from the Punisher very well with those jumps, and they're so telegraphed. It's also easy to dodge at the same time, but allows for mistakes to be capitalized upon. But getting into the draft, Sylv and Anna banned out here, so two pretty standard bans. Of course, Sylvanas very good with this pushing objective here on Shrine.
Yeah, one of the best with an objective in the game is Sylvanas, taken out first there by Murky's hit squad. They're going to follow that up with a Diablo ban. Sending it back over to Buff Chen. They, as Jayzon mentioned, they banned out that Ana, and they're going to quickly ban out the ETC as well, which means two of the power tanks right now, and you've seen a Nubrak fall down a bit. There's a Nubrak, and it's pretty valuable now with that ETC and Diablo already taken out in the ban phase.
Right, you mentioned it. A Nubrak hasn't felt as strong recently. I feel like a lot of that is the changes to the movement speeds. So the auto attackers get a little bit more value. Auto attackers counter a noob a little bit better. But there's the other one. I was about to say, Johanna's still on the board, and that's going to be scooped up here for Buff Chen.
And I actually like Johanna a bit more here on Infernal Shrine. She's going to get those resets on Condemn at level 4 if they want to go for that. It's going to help set up a lot of engage with this Thrall. They now have two fantastic engagers if SVX wants to go into that Sundering or set up with an Earthquake inside the point. Really great engage there for Buff Chen, but it's going to be countered up here by a Jaina and a Stukov, which is going to give a bit of control over to Murky's hit squad as well.
Yeah, I really love that Stukov pickup. He's very good on these shrines. Good, consistent healing output, but also good burst healing to be able to get your team through those fights. And the Silence is a direct counter to hard engage. It's really good against Johanna, who uses abilities mostly to survive in a lot of these stages of the game. And it's good for the choke points here on these shrines.
Final ban by Buff Chen. It's going to be one of my favorites. The Dino, Dahaka, banned out. Which means we only have one ban left. Still no support on the side of Buff Chen, so maybe we're looking at a support ban here. Something like an Alex Straza can be a big nuisance on Infernal Shrines. I wonder if that's what they're thinking about. But other than that, I mean, there's really anywhere they can go. Even the Rhaegar would be fantastic for their squad here. They're going to get rid of the Tyrande. Not a bad decision as well, and with the follow-up potential, you never want to deal with the Tyrande, so that'll be the ban, Jayzon. What do you think?
Yeah, I like the Tyrande ban. You know, there really are two more power pick healers in the game here, and that was the Tyrande, which they banned, and then the Anduin. Anduin, of course, is newer, so not every team plays it a whole lot. So I kind of like them pushing them towards that direction. But they're actually going to go to the Lucio, which is another one who's kind of one of those mid-tier healers. Also pairs pretty well with the hard engaged front line that they have here with the Johanna and the Thrall. But the KT is the big story here, I think, Murda. That's a lot of damage, a lot of shrine clear, and we'll see if Murky's hit squad has the dive to be able to get to Kael'thas.
Final two picks, Greymane and Imperius. That's going to be their finishing touches to follow up some of those Rings of Frost from Jaina, if we can assume that's going to be the selection. I love the Greymane. I think he's one of the strongest heroes in the game in his current form. That auto attack buff was tremendous for him. He's being selected in every level of NGS right now, so if you're not picking him and you're not thinking about picking him, what are you waiting for? Final pick, it's Raynor for Buff Chen. Seen all 10 heroes. Let us know in chat who you're here rooting for. Hashtag Chen or hashtag Murky. Vote for these two squads representing those heroes. Jayzon, who you got your money on?
I got my money right now on Buff Chen. I'm looking at their comp. They've got really good clear. The Raynor, an excellent final pick. Really good counter to a new Barak. And he's going to have poke for days onto this front line. And while I agree with you, I do like the Greymane. He is a little bit countered by the Johanna with the blinds. Thrall's got good engage if he decides to jump in. So this Greymane, in order to be effective, is going to have to be pretty passive, which doesn't pair super well with their divey front line, but I don't know. We'll see. Ultimately, I think that there's a draft win on either side. I like Buff Chen's draft a little bit more, but I think it's going to come down to gameplay more than anything else here.
Yeah, my concern for Buff Chen right now is dealing with this front line of the Anubarak and the Imperius, both with such heavy, formidable stuns. Walking past them is going to be no easy task, and they, I think, are maybe going to struggle getting onto the back line here in game number 1, but let's check it out. It's Infernal Shrines. We're loaded in. On the left-hand side, we got Buff Chen up front. It's going to be Middle Bear playing the Johanna Thistledew on Kael'thas. SVX playing the Thrall, we're assuming, for the solo lane. Still back at base, we got Kagetai on the Lucio, and Sosa playing the Rainer. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, they are Buff Chen.
Well, on the right, we've got Murky's hit squad. We've got Ikbi on the Greymane. We've got Pokeflute on the Stukov. Chestclue going to be playing Anubarak. Sealy Man on the Jaina. And Bishop Mist going to be on the Imperius.
Let's zoom on out and take a peek at our level 1 talents. Cocktail build started up by Greymane might make sense here on Infernal Shrines, giving them a bit more clear inside the shrine. But other than that, I haven't been too hot on the talent as of yet. I think his auto attack buff was more significant that I'd rather see his inner beast be focused on. But we'll see if it works out and pays off here on Infernal Shrines.
Well, if I remember correctly, the other one is basically just it makes it easier to keep that inner beast up. So if you're good at managing it, which it's pretty easy to manage on this map, you get a lot of opportunities to get basic attacks on these shrines. Meanwhile, the cocktail is just going to give him more like mana control and a little bit more range on that cocktail. So I don't mind the pick, but I agree with you. It depends on Eek's play whether or not he can still manage to keep up that that inner beast buff without the help.
So we are at a break here. We had a disconnect. Bishop Mist, our Imperius player, has left the game. So we're going to hang out, wait a few moments as I peek down at chat, looking at your votes during the draft. I only see one here. Big Bird accidentally voting for me and then says, oops, he meant to vote for Murky. So one vote for Murky's hit squad is the result there as we're back on in to game number 1.
That's okay. And I understand if you want to vote for Murda instead of me. That's fine. It's fine. But
you know, I got the home field advantage over you, Jayzon. They're coming to visit my channel.
That's true. All right, so right away, quick rotations and a little bit of an advantage gained here for the side of Murky's hit squad. Chestclue doing a nice job of scouting. He's going to find out where exactly Buff Chen is. Meanwhile, Eek is back there doing a good job clearing this camp, doing Greymane things.
And while we have a quick moment as we see Greymane capping that right side camp, I wanted to look up top, but actually Nubrak's going to be wanting to look at this camp, so we'll stay here for just a few moments to make sure there's not a fight about to break out here. Actually, will come Greymane walking in with that Jaina, so Middle Bear is going to take some damage on the front side, Johanna. There's the Iron Skin, still going to be able to walk back. Chestclue taking a lot of damage on that Anubarak, and we'll have to back out. Kael'thas with that living bomb spread, getting a lot of chunks off on these guys.
Yeah, so in that engagement is very interesting. Both tanks just kind of walked past each other and were harassing the back line. The issue is, for Murky's hit squad, is that Anubarak just can't stand in on all of that damage coming primarily from Rainer. But all that poke damage, they're just not going to be able to make that trade. If they play front to back, Buff Chen is going to win this 100%.
So you guys at home just saw a little bit of soak missed at mid that time by Murky's hit squad. They do retain a slight lead, but not too much currently. We do see the bottom camp now picked up by Buff Chen, and that's going to be the first true advantage taken here on Infernal Shrines.
Yeah, they give a little bit more XP now, so but overall the soak is pretty even. You mentioned it before, Murky's hit squad missing a little bit in the mid, but both teams have been doing a nice job of getting most of their soak. Nice camp grab coming up for Murky's hit squad, so Buff Chen is going to have to deal with that push as the shrine is about ready to be activated up in the top.
Lucio maybe skating over towards their bruiser camp? No, just going to take the safe rotation up to the top, and actually mid, it's Johanna Gonna be safe, has that iron skin. But she found the rotation there. Actually, we'll get some dismounts there onto Stukov, making the rotation a bit slower for Pokaflute. But we're going to get our first 5v5 action here, top lane. First shrine is active. It's a frozen Punisher up first. Neither team at level 7 yet. Not even at level 6. But any kills here could start opening up the game, Jayzon.
Yeah, this is really the first big moment. And look at the CC coming down onto Sosa. He's trying to back away, had a little bit of extra self-sustain there. Good bomb damage in return, but that is first blood going over to Murky's hit squad.
Oh, that was fantastic. The spear from Bishop missed, the follow-up from Chesclu, and Iki was ready to pounce with that Dark Flight. Now even looking for more. Johanna's got to be safe. But they're going to be okay. Let's look at the skeletal defender count. Currently it's 15-0 in favor of Murky's hit squad as Raynor has respawned, making the trip up this top lane. And should be pretty close to level 7 by the time he gets here for both sides. But now it's Thrall in trouble. Looking for that burrow charge against Anubrak, but not enough follow-up. Great silence now from Stukov. But even Johanna is going to be safe. Instead, the bug is down. Anubrak, the first kill of the game. Make it 2 now as Jaina falls as well. And Buff Chen putting themselves on the board.
Very well executed team fight there from Buff Chen. They need to play these fights slow. Play it front to back. They get the Anubrak kill. Then they were able to get the dive and the CC follow-up onto the Jaina kill. They got a few members low. Now they're in control of the shrine, and they're heading in towards 40 Murdoch.
Anubrak halfway back, but Jaina a bit further. Can she get here in time? Just 6 needed, and they're all standing here inside the shrine. That's likely going to be it. First Punisher going to be handed over to Buff Chen.
Yeah, so they got the Frost Punisher pushing up here on top. It is going to give them some extra lockdown, not only on heroes if they get if they stand in these little freeze circles here, but it's also going to shut down the towers, allow them to push, and that's why you're seeing such a heavy commitment. 4 members up here, both defending and pushing for either squad.
They're going to have a bit more time as we see the second leap come in. Ekeep in trouble, but Greymane able to Swift Strike out, or whatever the heck it's called. Swipe, not Swift Strike. Ekeep's going to be okay. The fort's going to be okay, but they do lose that top wall, and that means our first structural advantage is in favor of Buff Chen.
Yeah, they're also able to get the well down, so assuming Buff Chen is able to defend their top fort throughout the rest of this game, they could have an advantage later, but the dive comes in on to Thrall. He's able to make it away for now, and actually turned in this right now is Buff Chen. They get the damage, and Greymane goes down, so a bit of a clap back here from Buff Chen after that first kill, and yeah, you got it right there. Nice engagement there by Muffle Bear. Muffle Bear?
Yeah, that was a hot play by Johanna. Not scared. Walked past 3, and that's another nice kill for Buff Chen's going to set him up onto their siege camp, and probably the rotation down here to this bottom camp as well. You see 4 members in the bottom lane. There goes Sosa looking at it. And they also want the enemy camp too.
Right, about a half-level lead right now, and both tanks actually have done a very nice job this game, kind of scouting around. But here comes Murky's hit squad. They're looking at maybe trying to invade, but wisely backing away is Buff Chen. Both of them are going to reset here.
Yeah, Buff Chen showing that they want those level 10 talents. They're only about a wave, maybe 2 away. See if this one gives it to them. Yeah, just a few more trickles and they'll have that level 10. And they're right on this enemy camp. Johanna waiting in the vent. There's a Nubarak walking right past her. Still doesn't see her? Okay.
Never actually went into the bush, Murda. So you gotta check these bushes, whether it's an ability, anything will give you vision. Even like an Ana healing snipe will give you vision on it. You gotta check these bushes.
Yeah, sadly, Buff Chen, they brought the Thrall all the way down, but didn't find the fight they wanted. So level 10s for both sides. Let's show you guys what the talents are going on here. It's going to be the Barrier, the Blessed Shield, the Sunder, the Phoenix, and the Hyperion for Buff Chen. On the other side, go for the throat, Massive Shove, Cocoon, Ring of Frost, and the Angelic Armaments for Imperius. I don't know if there's really an advantage on either side. I think if Greymane gets value from Go for the Throat, can kill some of these squishier targets I mentioned, they don't have as big of a front line as Murky's hit squad has. So Greymane's got to be able to get behind. He's got to be able to find kills with that Go for the Throat, get the reset, and help his squad out.
Johanna's such a silly character to see play. Like, if that's any other hero in the game, Middle Bear dies on that rotation. But Iron Skin just walks away slowly towards the team, No problem at all there, Murda. Thank you
Second-
very much. I'm out of here.
Second shrine of the game about to activate here in about 10 seconds. A few camps available on the map, neither side looking at them. There's one right here behind Murky's hit squad, but they're not going to have time to get it. 3 seconds till the shrine's active, and we're going to get a quick hitting fight here any moment. I want to see if Thrall is going to lead it off with this Sunder. He's got 5 right in the choke right here.
Yeah, the Condemn comes out nice and early. And Dive is coming in. There's that Sunder that you mentioned. Total low health bars over on the side of Murky's hit squad. They do get the Enumerak. That's exactly what they were looking for. But look out, Thrall getting kind of low. Nice barrier coming out there at the last moment. And going to keep everybody nice and healthy. Meanwhile, Murky's hit squad taking a lot of hits there. They only lose the Enumerak, but they're nowhere near healthy enough to re-engage. And that's going to give a nice advantage to buff Chen here on the Shrine.
Yeah, you heard me talk about it before it happened. That Sunder was a perfect spot for Thrall. They were all in that choke point together. 5-man Sunder. It's enough to find at least 1 kill. Ring of Frost didn't get the value Murky's hit squad wanted. We'll see if the next time it's back up, if they can sync it up a bit better. But for now, is Buff Chen getting value in these fights as they're looking for more? It's Johanna deep, and there's the Hyperion in response, trying to push him back. But the entire side of Murky's hit squad fighting right through it. Not going to be able to defend against this Punisher. And might not even get a kill. They're going to lose one of their own. Jayzon, it's turning sour here for Murky's hit squad. Is Greymane maybe turning around? Yes, he does. 1, 2, might be 3. Johanna's so low. But Middle Bear's getting down, and it's Phoenix picking up the Greymane kill.
Yeah, Web Wrap going to have Thrall coming out, but he gets the Sunder snipe.
Oh, no.
Oh,
my God.
What did we just witness?
I don't know, but
My
this
goodness.
Punisher he's been going the whole time. He hopped over the wall, got 2 towers. Anubrak's pretty low. Johanna's still trying to chase this down. But at the end of the day, I think all we're going to end up seeing is bottom fort destroyed in favor of Buff Chen. And the rest of this should be cleaned up at the wall here by the key.
So these team fights have been very, very interesting, Murda. I gotta say, Murky's hit squad, if they can get the CC follow-up and the damage right on top of it, they can blow up anybody on the side of Buff Chen, but they're having a really hard time getting past Johanna right now. They're bottlenecking in these chokeholds, and the damage dealers are doing a good job on Buff Chen to stay in range, to get the damage done, to at least make these fights somewhat even long enough for them to get an advantage. But here we go again.
Another good engage. There's a Ring of Frost hitting 3, including Thrall, who's very low, giving himself a bit of self-sustain as SPX as the barrier comes out. Enumerak falls. Jaina very low. Lucio trying to speed everyone through. There's no fort here anymore, so they can keep fighting. But Imperius in their face, he's going to find a kill. Kael'thas down. Ekeep on the backside trying to finish off Thrall as we see another 2 fall. It's Imperius, and it's going to be the Thrall. 2 for 2, not much done either way, but they're still camp pushing. I guess that's something salvaged for Buff Chen.
Yeah, right now Buff Chen, even though these trades are going pretty evenly, they're playing the macro pretty well. They're getting some nice damage out onto the structures. They're getting a just slight advantage. They've still got that little bit of a level lead, not quite a full level, but almost. And but more importantly, they're getting the advantage in the structures. Up in the top lane, they've already got that front wall down. They've got a little bit of fort damage, and now the wells in every lane have been taken down. So that's just a big advantage for them to have that tap available for whatever shrines come up next. Next one, of course, in the top lane.
Yeah, next one top, and funny, we've already seen one up there, and we're going to actually randomize back up there again for our 3rd objective. But if that does go once again in favor of Buff Chen, they're going to start thinking about getting keep damage because that top fort's so low. There's no well there either, so it's a huge advantage in all 3 lanes right now for Buff Chen. And with them spreading this lead further and further, they might even have 16 by the time that Punisher's ready to go.
Yeah, I want to point out a really nice play by Middle Bear once again, as the rest of the team on Buff Chen was doing that camp, doing a nice job of zoning. But here comes the spear again over the wall. Stun does follow up onto Thrall, and Eek is trying to get him down here, but Sosa actually ends up being the first one to fall. Meanwhile, lots of damage coming out on the backside as Middle Bear trying to chase down and find purchase on anyone, but it is a 2 for nothing. Great engagement there by Murky Hit Squad.
Yeah, they found the kills, they found the escape more importantly. Ekeeb playing the Gray Main, and up here, Ceiling Man on Jaina, both very low in that fight. Middle Bear trying to be that assassin Johanna we've seen in this game already, as the top fort's gonna fall after this Bruiser Camp was pushing on it. But they didn't find kills that time. It was Gray Main and Jaina living. So it's gonna be 16 to 16 heading into the Shrine. That's a big deal and a big time fight taken by Murky's hit squad.
Yeah, it's a good trade overall, though, for Buff Chen. They end up getting the top fort because that camp was pushing while the brawling was going on in mid. So again, team fighting going somewhat even to maybe even a little bit of an advantage for Murky's hit squad, but Buff Chen has had the macro play so far.
I briefly showed you bottom lane as that's pushing during this fight, and Nubrak's gonna burrow charge in. Has the Cocoon is played onto Lucio, so no barrier, but there's not enough follow-up. So with Lucio out of this, huge advantage now in 8 seconds when that barrier is back up. And I think maybe Murky's hit squad have to start thinking about backing out. They don't have one of their main engagement tools with that Cocoon available anymore.
Yeah, out comes the Condemn after that big shield. Ring of Frost not finding what it's really looking for there. Middle Bear getting pretty low, and Johanna does fall right before the barrier comes out, but Gray Main falls in return. CC coming down on to a Nubarak. Chest Clue able to burrow out just in time. And it looks like for now it's a 1-for-1, but again, Murky's hit squad looking worse for wear, and they're losing their bottom keep while this is going on, Murda.
I showed you those catapults before this. I knew they were going to start causing trouble. Look how much damage has been done to this keep. Does it survive? No, it doesn't.
No.
The final shot from that catapult, just enough, perfectly timed, perfectly calculated. I'm sure that was intended. And that's going to be first keep of the game, 15 minutes in favor of Buff Chen.
Hashtag calculated. And I'll tell you what, there are a few things in the game more frustrating than when you are winning these team fights, or at least going even on these team fights most of the time, and you are still just losing on the map. There's just too much wave clear for Buff Chen. They're just getting the camps, they're getting the push going in each of these lanes. They've got the structure advantage, which is giving them these extra catapults. They're winning the macro, and it's going to be hard for Murky's hit squad to dig themselves out of this.
Here's that Hyperion getting through the wall. This Punisher is still sitting above 50% HP. Blessed Shield still available, and there it is. Do they get enough follow-up to kill the Nubarak? Yes, they do. Angelic Armaments keeping Imperius alive for now, as Bishop Mist has to back up this keep, now under threat and will fall. 2 keeps down for Buff Chen. Do they want the core? They might be able to get it. Imperius getting leaped on. Ceiling Man being pulled back. There's the ice block from Jaina. Can she get out of this body block? No, she can't. Ring of Frost hits one, but Jayzon, I think this is too little too late.
Yeah, right now, Murky's hit squad trying to fight back with that sound barrier. I think it's going to be the last nail in the coffin as they look to go. Raynor does fall here, but they are getting on the core over on the side of Buff Chen.
That cocktail build paying off for Iki. Found the kill there onto Raynor, but not enough in the tank. Has go for the throat if he can get in here with a couple swipes, but too much bodying from Lucio with that boop. GG, game number 1. Going to be in favor of Buff Chen.
Very well played by these guys. Again, good rotational awareness, good heads-up team fighting, and I think that that's half a problem for Murky's hit squad, but also half credit to Buff Chen. Taking fights when it's advantageous, when you know you've got nothing to lose, you've got push in other lanes, at the very least you trade even if you end up losing the fight, because you're getting value elsewhere on the map. And ultimately, they built a good comp, they executed it well, they played these team fights slow so that they, did pretty well in the team fighting overall. They didn't win all of the team fights, of course, but getting the majority of the kills and being able to capitalize on it pretty well.
You saw the power of Greymane there. 7 kills, led all heroes. Also led in the hero damage category, but end of the day, not enough there for Murky's hit squad. They're gonna go back to the drawing board here before game number 2. And we're going to be taking a short break. I'll make sure I show you guys the talents before we go. I want to say thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for supporting amateur Heroes of the Storm. Casters like myself and Jayzon bringing you NGS action as much as we can. We couldn't be happier to have you guys here tonight. During the break, there's going to be a short message from our NGS overlords. But I want to say thanks for being here, and we'll see you guys in just a moment. And welcome back as we are getting ready here for game number 2. Jayzon, you're back too. Look at that. Hello? Maybe he's not back yet. Well, he'll be back in a moment. Took a short break. We have our teams here in the lobby. Jayzon's in the lobby. So I guess we're ready. Well, we can start. He can hop in. I am in a rush to get to another cast here at 10 o'clock tonight. We got another one coming at ya. It's going to be Roll 1 Esports and Logical Decision up next. Big match, big time match. You don't want to miss that one. Make sure you stay tuned here on twitch.tv/MurdaRG for the after party after this one. Looks like our teams are just about ready.
Yeah, Battlefield of Eternity coming up. One of my favorite maps. Definitely something that we see, again, picked pretty often. A big team fighting map. And if the team fights are anything like what we saw last game, Murda, I'm really looking forward to seeing these ones.
Our first map, we saw a few kind of meta bans with the Sylvanas, Ana, ETC, Diablo. I don't think there was really anything too telegraphed that would tell me they're target banning a specific player, target banning a specific role. It was just getting rid of some stuff that they don't want to play against. And once again, that Sylvanas ban is going to continue for Murky's Hit Squad.
Yeah, if it's working for you so far, want to keep going with it. And that's definitely something in the scouting. There's another good map for Merc pressure, and you really want wave clear. Sylv kind of brings those along with pretty decent immortal damage. The Lucio is going to be banned out here, so a little bit of a change up based on last match's comp coming out from Buff Chen, and I like that shift.
I think so too. Was Lucio really the problem in game number 1? I don't know. They got a little bit of value. They had tools to deal with it, but they just didn't really find the avenue to use the tool to deal with it.
Right.
It wasn't enough follow-up a couple times on the Cocoons, but they're going to switch it up. They're going to go with the Diablo this time. He's still available. In that first game, they banned it out themselves, but having it here on Battlefield of Eternity, it's a great pick for Murky's Hit Squad. On the other side, Middle Bear, once again, getting on the Johanna, and Kagetai going to find the Anduin.
Yeah, so again, bit of an adjustment here as they want to go towards that Diablo. It wasn't banned out this time around. And there's a lot of terrain on this map to be able to charge people into. So Diablo, particularly effective here. But they're going back to the Stukov. They've got good poke with the Hanzo. So I like these adjustments from Murky's Hit Squad. I like that they're changing things up a little bit. But still, the Stukov, I think, wasn't really too much the problem in that first game. I liked how the Stukov performed. And it still is a good counter to that Johanna.
Yeah, I'm noticing not a lot of racers outside of this Hanzo taken yet. He got nerfed months and months ago now, so he's not the same racer he was back in 2018. We still have Greymane, still have Artanis available, 2 very strong racers. See Malthael taken out, he can be strong on his own right. But outside of that, you got like Lunara, Artanis, Greymane, all still options, Vala even still out there. We'll see which team wants to dedicate their comp to a race, and which one's just looking for the team fight. So far, I think Murky's Hit Squad content just to fight with that Diablo. Great follow-up potential from the Hanzo and Stukov. But who's going to take
Hanzo,
the Greymane first?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think right here, it would be a good pick for Buff Chen to be able to deny it for Murky's Hit Squad. Otherwise, I think you're pretty much giving it over. But they are going to go with the Li Ming. Maybe a little bit more of a comfort pick. Li Ming, good race potential depending on what build you go, but mainly just really good for poke.
How do they kill Diablo with Thrall and Li Ming? I don't see it as being enough.
Yeah.
I don't see it at all, actually. Not a huge fan of these picks. But hey, we're here to play the games. We're here to see how it works out. I thought game 1, Buff Chen was going to be in trouble too with the light front line. Game 2, different story perhaps. Raynor, Alarak, the final 2 selected. And there's the Vala, the first sign of racing. And maybe now I'm starting to see it. They wanted to go triple assassin.
Yeah, that is a lot of damage. Also, pretty good sustain healing coming out from the Anduin, so they have the opportunity to sit back and poke. But I think you hit the nail on the head with Murky's Hit Squad. I think they are just looking to mostly be a defensive team fighting type of comp. Alarak, of course, very good at this with his ability to telekinesis people into the boss stuns. A little bit of an added flavor on this map in particular. But Murky's Hit Squad is going to have to win the team fights if they want to be able to get through to the other side of the Immortal. And that's like walking through a buzzsaw with the amount of damage that Buff Chen has here.
Let us know in chat, hashtag Chen or hashtag Murky, who you here rooting for, who's going to win game number 2, Battlefield of Eternity, getting ready to kick off, and on the left-hand side, we got our game 1 winners. This'll do on the Liming, Kagetai playing Anduin, Sosa on the Vala, up top SVX once again on Thrall, and Middlebear once again on Johanna. Ladies and gentlemen, they are Buff Chen.
On the right, Murky's Hit Squad. We've got Ikbi on the Hanzo. Bishop Mist going to be playing the Alarak. Chess Clue on the Diablo. Sealy Man on the Rainer. And Pokey Flute is going to be playing the Stukov.
Okay, completely different map, but we're in the same universe. Infernal Shrines, now over to Battlefield of Eternity. Something about Diablo tonight, and it's going to be Chess Clue playing the Lord of Terror up front on that Chihuahua mount. Look at him go. Level 1 talents up on your screen. It is target practice from Hanzo.
Yeah, a couple quick votes in for Murky. So we got a few people cheering for game 3 hype here, but yeah, we've seen that target practice build, the auto attack damage build, getting a little bit more popular on the Hanzo as the auto attack group has been buffed just a little bit overall. So not too surprised to see that. It does lend itself a little bit to racing, particularly if you're not the best at hitting all of those scatter shots on it. But Middlebear in a little bit of trouble here. Nice pull though. Leap of faith from Kage on the other side.
Ooh, that leap of faith was really good and really needed because Iron Skin can't save you from Diablo body blocks. I don't know if that's anywhere in the tooltip. But yeah, leap of faith saving the day there. No first blood yet through our first 2 minion waves.
Now here's the pick I find really interesting, Murda, is the veteran marksman coming out here for Rainer. I feel like if you're not looking to get the slows and the extra damage from Ace in the Hole, especially on this map, you know, why not just go ahead and go with the Exterminator to get the extra race? But it is going to slowly build up over time, and in that solo lane will be a little bit easier to farm than it might be in the 4-man. So we'll see how it goes for him up there.
And, you know, he's still got to be worried about blinds from Johanna, at least at some point in this game. Veteran Marksman, maybe a risky pick. We'll find out. Middlebear taking another assault, but going to avoid that silence from Alarak, but not avoid that silence from Stukov. Middlebear still alive, plenty of healing behind from Kagetai.
Now, Condemn coming in. Chess Clue actually getting kind of low, but does respond with the charge in, stun onto Middlebear. Good healing coming out from both squads to get the tanks back up slowly over time, but Middlebear still.
Hello?
What?
Hello?
Oh, that's
all right.
You hate to see it, Murder.
Yeah, you officially hate to see that. Still no pause yet. I'm expecting it. Oh, there's the rejoin.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, at this point, he's got 3 seconds before it's even possibly a problem. Longer,
yeah.
really, but.
Well, it does still count as first blood. It will be handed over to Buff Chen, but that's 2 games in a row with a disconnect early for Murky's Hit Squad, maybe costing them a bit of momentum heading into the first objective. But they are going to get first jump onto a bruiser camp. You see the other side, Buff Chen going for the siege camp down in the bottom lane. Will that be enough of an advantage either side? I don't know.
Yeah, nice grab, but we will see the camp grab on the other side. So a little bit of counter pressure in each lane. Meanwhile, we do see Murky's Hit Squad coming in for the attack, which is interesting. I kind of expected them to be more of a defensive squad, but Middlebear doing what they can to try and interrupt this. But charge from Chess Clue to push them away, and halftime going to be won here, actually by Buff Chen by just a little bit.
Yeah, good enough job by Johanna distracting that bottom side. And you know what, I also think just having the triple assassin, it's going to be helping them out in the race. Hanzo, Alarak, Alarak being the one not really great at racing. The Rainer should help, the Hanzo should help, but I just don't know. And, oh, wow. It is enough.
124.
I just need to stop talking, apparently. Okay.
That was really close. I thought the blind on the other side was going to be enough, but it wasn't quite enough. It was super close. But credit to Murky's hit squad. You know, those kind of DC and unfortunate issues can be
Wait, hold on. Did Buff Chen, were they confused? Did they think they won it too? I feel like they might have. So. That was a really slow response to getting down here to the bottom. It's not going to equate to much. Will be 2 towers and possibly this wall going down. But it seemed like a little bit of a late rotation down to defend that. I don't know. Seemed weird. Definitely seemed like I would have been confused if I was in their shoes.
Yeah, I think they were trying to take the fight for the globes in the mid is what it looked like to me. And you know, of course, you have to wait for those to convert if you want to actually grab them. So they don't really have any globe talents except for maybe Count Li Ming amongst those. But it's not really that necessary. But look at this gank attempt up here in the top lane.
Yeah, Thrall in a bit of trouble.
Thrall.
Telekinesis good enough. Yeah, that's Bishop missed, hits the telekinesis. He's just stuck. I don't know if I like him delaying this out. It's just more time his team's not gonna be able to use him. Oh wait! Does he live? Oh my god! Oh no! If he would have just gone.
Yeah, he almost did the loop-de-loop, blind loop-de-loop on him there. He almost pulled that off.
That would have been definitely a Nexus Edge top 5 highlight if he made it out.
Yes.
But instead, it ends up being first kill of the game for Murky's hit squad as they're going to find a little bit of room up top to grab the siege camp and open up their first XP lead of the match, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and we will see the Immortal spawning here. So just a tiny XP lead for Murky's hit squad, but it's pretty equal overall. But look out, Murky's hit squad. Maybe look at the invade here. The Hanzo is going to give him vision on it, and Jesku is trying to come in. Nice zoning by Middle Bear once again, but now it looks like they're going to turn around and focus. The Iron Skin does come out. Camp is going to be finished here in a big chunk onto EV. Ouch! Hanzo's going to have to back out for a bit.
The rotation was coming down from Bala and Thrall, so likely if Murky's hit squad stayed there any longer, they might have lost a few, but we're going to get the fight on top of this blue Immortal and having to leap away as Hanzo turning it back around with that target practice. Gets a kill, Thrall's down. Huge advantage here on this objective now for Murky's hit squad as they're looking for more. Alarak pressing in, Bishop missed, looking for that Discord strike. Didn't quite find exactly what he wanted, but enough to push back Buff Chen.
Yeah, meanwhile, they definitely are going to win the halftime here as Murky's hit squad. By the way, I'm seeing a couple people in chat pointing out Li Ming orb build. Honestly, you know, I kind of like it. They're mostly looking at being a poke comp here. They want to get the range damage out, and this is a good way to do it, where she doesn't have to be too committal with the Calamity build or too hyper on target with the missile build. But look at that, turning around here is Buff Chen as Johanna goes in, gives a very, very nice stall, and still looking for more here.
Yeah, I was trying to highlight Middle Bear doing a great job during that objective, blinding, distracting, being the nuisance that Johanna wants to be, found the value, and gonna find their team their first objective of the game's pushing top, and a lot of siege power behind it. All 5 heroes are here for Buff Chen.
Yeah, all 5 from both teams. Meanwhile, a little bit of a wave building in bot, but nothing Buff Chen really needs to worry about. Both teams are you know, not getting the soak, so value on each side. Meanwhile, the Immortal is getting completely shredded, but so is Diablo. Diablo falls, and that's going to be a reset onto those souls, which is kind of devastating right now for Murky's hit squad.
And they found that kill right before level 10 for both sides. Now SVX in trouble. Leap of Faith not in time. Gonna exchange out a kill, and now advantage definitely gonna be on the side of Murky's hit squad. Can they push in and get this fort? I think the answer is yes, especially if they find a kill here on Johanna. 300 health, not gonna get out. Final touch there by Alarak. So 2 down. What can they do with this advantage, Jayzon?
Now they're gonna push in very hard here into the top lane. They've still got that wave in the bottom, which has started to get even more influential. That arrow almost enough to keep Sosa in place, but nice response here to get out of that situation. Again, big chunks coming in from the orb, but ultimately for Buff Chen, they're going to have somebody be the person that capitalizes on these chunks. Li Ming, not going to be able to be the finisher of this game, so we've got to see Thrall or Vala getting in to finish off these kills, no matter how much Li Ming is chunking for.
Yeah, honestly, I think the orb build saved their fort there. These big orbs coming in, flying at a lot of bodies, and it's a lot of melee too if you consider having that Alarak up there with Diablo. Big damage coming through, and Chesku without a lot of souls, he's going to be down only at 30, so 25-second cooldown till the big boys back on the field. Objective spawning in 13 seconds. Buff Chen going to be trying to find a little advantage of their own here.
Yeah, that's a Diablo mentality issue. You see that a lot early in games before Diablo's built up their souls. They get used to how tanky Diablo is when he's on full souls, and then when it gets reset, it just feels so bad. They forget that they need to reset how they play the game until they get those souls back. But meanwhile, Buff Chen going to go ahead and proc the halftime show here on Battlefield, and we'll see if Murky's Hit Squad can do anything in the second half to make up for it. Good spawn for them at least.
Yeah, I just showed Vala's stacks at 17, puncturing arrow there at level 4, almost completed, and that's really when this Vala build is going to be devastatingly strong. See if Sosa can find the final few stacks here in this little mini skirmish around the second half of this objective. But I love... Yeah, go for it. Go ahead. Oh, there's a great arrow follow-up. APOC a little bit too late, but they're going to get the kill on Johanna. Might find Anduin as well. Yes, they will. Chesclu still pushing in, but Reign of Vengeance pushing them back, stunning Diablo, making sure there's no more kills there. But I don't think Murky's Hit Squad cares too much. They're just going to be able to push this entire thing down from here.
What a massive win there by Murky's Hit Squad. They needed this, and they're still looking for more here. Getting the counter poke onto the Thrall. Nice combo, and actually... Buff Chen is going to start this camp. We'll see if Murky's Hit Squad can sniff this out in time to re-invade it. They actually are going to go ahead and let it tether and maybe disappear. No, they're okay. Yeah, it does proc away. Do they have the chase now on the other side?
Oh, Johanna's in a really tough spot, but Chesku is just going to overpower and try to walk his team out of here. Johanna's the one who wants to press in. Diablo very low. Raynor getting a little bit of support with that Raynor's Raider up in the sky. Kind of keeping them back, and they do make it away. And now re-engaging once again. Leap of Faith has to save the day.
Excellent Leap of Faith. That's a lesson for all of you Anduin players out there. Last time Leap of Faith came out, it was a little bit too late. This time Kage decided to proc it a little bit early just to be on the safe side. Was able to save middle bear for sure. Got good value out of that long cooldown.
Immortal's still alive, 25% remaining. As Murky's Hit Squad probably going to have to start backing on out. Sealing Man the last to retreat here. But they should be just fine. 13 talents have been achieved. But do we see anything opening up in these builds, Jayzon? That is going to be, of course, the Blade of the High Lord and Devastating Charge from Diablo.
Yeah, interesting 13 pick. A little bit of a buff to that. Natural agility. I'm going to make it a little bit easier to stay mobile for each. But here comes the fight and the lockdown onto Alarak. He gets completely blown up there, Murda.
My mouth just actually hit the floor.
Yeah.
I'm going to need someone to help pick that one up. Alarak threw out the counter-strike, didn't find his feet afterward, and stood there and died. Wondering if more computer issues, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta wonder at that point, for sure. I don't know, it was kind of a take your hands off the keyboard kind of moment. The lockdown was just on point there, and the follow-up was good.
So this is likely going to be this fort. Pushing in with the Impaler camp, with all 5 heroes. I like their prospects on getting this down, but they have to focus a little bit of damage on it. So far, no one really trying to get it down. Just the Impaler still standing. Minions are dead, and there's a great arrow, great APOC, and that's going to be probably 2 kills. Yeah, definitely 2, maybe now even more. Anduin still stuck in here. Alarak not wanting to let him go. Bye-bye, Anduin. Triple kill for Murky's Hit Squad.
What a turnaround there. You lose your Alarak. You might be a little discouraged, especially in that situation, because stacks getting reset, kind of like with the Diablo before. They turn around. They get a great combination of heroics. Good coordinated assault there from Murky's hit squad. Now they are marching onto the camp. They're going to have advantage here in this next phase for these Immortals. Should be able to proc halftime pretty easily. And they're winning the race to 16. Murky's hit squad's looking good here in game 2.
Outstandingly good. Definitely have a chance to win this game, but they have to win an objective. So far, they have a little bit of a lead. Halftime definitely in their favor. 14,000 HP ahead. But they still got to deal with this Vala very strong. Completed that puncturing arrow. Has a little bit extra now at 13 with the siphoning arrow as well to keep herself alive. Let's see if Buff Chen can find a kill here. And they're looking at Bishop miss. And very quickly again, Alarak gonna fall, I believe. Yeah, that's a third death in the game for Alarak. Sadism reset once again back to 100 as the big siege power starting to come out from Vala. Leeming nearby, actually gonna have to use some of this spell damage to save Johanna. But I don't know if Murky's hit squad can walk in and take this objective anymore.
Yeah, they're gonna try and go on the defense, but ultimately 4v5, this is still gonna be a rough defense. Shield does come out, a ton of damage. Middlebear gets saved by the leap of faith again! What is happening here? What a play there from Kage. Rainer is going to end up going down. Now the resets are coming in. Chess Crew goes down. And this will do. Taking out a couple more heroes. Murda, what do you have to say here about Kage saving the day again?
Twitch chat, quickly, press Control X. It will make a clip. Submit that clip over on the NGS Discord because that was probably our play of the game right there. Big kills coming out at a big time for Buff Chen. They're getting their next objective, their second of the game, I believe, and this is when it's going to start threatening some keeps because this top fort already under pressure, wall down, well down. This Immortal is going to shred through it like butter, Jayzon.
Yeah, and we are going to see the Immortal hitting the ground as it transitions to the keep front wall. So it is getting shredded pretty nicely. Silence coming down. Gotta be careful here for Middlebear. But the stun comes down.
Oh my!
Into the Immortal. Ouch! And there's the reset.
Oh, the Blessed Shield was so good by Johanna, keeping Diablo in the Immortal stun. The follow-up was there as well from Vala. Outstanding work by Buff Chen. They might not get this keep as the Immortal's down. Minions are almost dead too. But finding that kill on Diablo, huge pickup. And definitely going to give them exactly what they need to go around this map right now. Find these camps, set up in this in-between phase between objectives, and make sure they're not giving up anything back over to Murky's hit squad.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the seesaw that is Battlefield of Eternity, Game 2 of this match. We do see both teams picking up their camps into the top lane, and Buff Chen going to have a little bit of a rotational advantage here to the bot, seeing if they can maybe pick up this bottom camp. They might want to pressure in the bottom fort. Either way, pretty even on levels right now, as both teams starting to head slowly into towards that level 20.
Very, very close match. 8 to 9's the kill count. 17 to 17, almost identical HP on both sides. Hanzo doing a lot of damage at this point in the game. Level 16 picking up piercing arrows should definitely help him combo off on some of these heroes. A lot of squishy targets. The Vala, the Lehman, the Anduin. Even the Thrall at times can be squishy. All they got to do is find one good engagement, and this entire game can swing right back around to that.
Right, and even so, I would say it's pretty even. Like, Murky's hit squad had the lead, still has a pretty even structures on both sides. That last camp, that last sequence, I should say, really put Buff Chen back into the game to make this pretty even. But nice heads-up play there by Murky's hit squad. They see Buff Chen in the top. They grab themselves that free fort in bot to get a little bit of extra pressure there with that first catapult coming out now.
And here we go. The Immortal race is on, but Johanna's back here worrying about the Bruiser camp. Whereas previously we saw Middlebear playing that defender annoyer role. We'll see if that same sort of position comes out during the second half, because right now Buff Chen behind by about 6,000 HP during this race.
That's a big advantage for Buff Chen. They've got this bottom camp pushing. It will push that lane out and take out the fort if given enough time. So at this point, Buff Chen just wants to sit back and poke. They are in no hurry on this one, Murda.
Not at all, and also up top, there are catapults slightly leaning towards the side of Murky's hit squad, so pressure in both lanes they have to keep an eye on. Most notably, as mentioned, in that bottom lane with that bruiser camp pushing, it will get through that fort, and it will be very quick. So someone's going to have to respond within the next 10 seconds if they want to defend the fort. But, oh, we have another DC on Alarak. This is a bot right now, and he's pressing forward. Is this trouble? Still no pause for Murky's hit squad. As the fort down in the bottom falls, Alarak's still not here.
Yeah, poke game going back and forth. Still a little bit of an advantage for Murky's hit squad in terms of race right now. But they are going to start losing structure down here in the bottom lane. Ceiling Man also getting pretty low. Got to be careful here with a lot of damage on the other side.
Yeah, Alarak's still a bot. You saw him standing there this time, hitting that telekinesis Discord Strike combo. Not enough follow-up. There's the APOC, though. Is there anyone standing in? No, the APOCs have just been a moment too slow with this combination from Hanzo. There's a great salvation from Anduin, keeping Thrall alive, finding the kill on that bot Alarak, who just returned to the game. Once again, Jayzon, say it with me, you hate to see it.
You do hate to see it. I don't know why the pause isn't coming out, but either way, charging in here are the members of Buff Chen. They're trying to find the damage onto Chest Blue. Excellent silence coming out on the other side, though, from Pokey Flute. Puts down that lurking arm and says, "You shall not pass," and Johanna gets sniped on the other side by Ikabe.
Oh, they finally find that kill. Some relief to go back and clear out this bruiser camp that's still pushing through a fort, through the keep wall, and did about 20% damage onto the keep. There goes Buff Chen finding the room to finish off the Immortal. They're going to win the objective. And I believe it's going to be pushing top, so maybe still have an opportunity to get a keep out of it.
Yeah, I feel like that's a bit of an overcommitment from Murky's hit squad. I know you want to go back and you want to get the clear, but you don't need to commit more than one person to it. You send your best wave clear hero, which is probably the Rainer, I would say, maybe the Hanzo. You go back, you get it cleared, and you stay on the defense so that you don't have this happening. Now the objective is on the other side. It's pushing in. It's not going to get a whole lot of value. But Murky's hit squad could have maybe turned that around with Alarak coming back.
Alright. Immortal pushing. Chat mentioning something about observers and us pausing games. That's not how that works. Hate to inform you. They still have power to control the pauses. We didn't see a pause. But we didn't see a keep go down either, Jayzon. And maybe that's the best result to come of this, since we've had some connection issues. We still have an even match, 2 keep standing, and that's the only structures on both sides.
Yeah, level 20 going to be coming in pretty soon here for Murky's hit squad, but there's a tiny window where Buff Chen can look to maybe try and find some kind of team fight with this heroic talent, or with this Storm talent tier, I should say. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Camp going to be pushing. But it looks like for right now, Buff Chen just going to be okay going to the top lane, playing this slow and passive, and looking to maybe take a fight a little bit later.
We're going to find a very quick capture on the siege camp in the top lane, clear out the bruiser camp, and start getting that pressure pushing back towards the side of Murky's hit squad. But here comes that hit squad. They're making the long rotation up to the top lane, and it looks like neither team really wanting the fight here. They're just trying to make sure nothing's pushing against their keep walls.
Yeah, we do see the clear up in the top lane. And taking a look at these level 20s, pretty much what I would expect across the board. Alarak now going to have both of those heroics up and ready to go. Double pull now on the other side for Anduin. And oh, there you go, fine. But this camp has not been taken yet. We do see Buff Chen step on it, though.
Oh man, that's maybe the 4th time this combo hasn't worked with the Dragon's Arrow, the APOC. It's just not working there. But they get the kill anyway. Thrall down. That's a big pickup. 3 seconds till the Immortal spawns. 60 seconds until the Orc is back on the map. He keeps taking a big orb. Oh my god.
So close, and it's like I said, you know, leaving.
Oh! What? No!
Oh.
No! The catapult? Oh, the Validai salvation. Oh my gosh, I'm all over the place with this casting as the kills are still coming. It's Anduin falling next, baby.
Oh, that's definitely a you hate to see it moment for the Hanzo, but Murky's hit squad. There's something about lemons, lemonade. I don't know, Murdo. They're making it work.
Well, maybe it was just a distraction. Like, Hanzo, go ahead and die. They'll be laughing, and then we'll find 2 kills.
They'll be wondering what happened so much. They won't be paying attention to their positioning. I like that.
Possibly greedy play here. Middle Bear trying to find the keep. Here comes Alarak. Telekinesis just to kill the catapult. Finish off that wave. Not going to be a keep. Still looking very good for Murky's hit squad getting this objective. And it's a 24th minute Immortal about to drop in. Very strong, believe me.
Yeah, this is a good call this time around for Murky's hit squad. Handling the split situation a lot better. They send out their solo laner to clear up and take care of bot. They've got the 3 getting the Immortal, and now they're going to have this Immortal this time around pushing in, looking to try and get the first keep of the game. I can't believe we are 25 minutes in, Berta, almost here. Still no keeps down on either side.
Yeah, and if you guys are keeping track at home, I have a cast starting in like 20 minutes over back here as we see Diablo taking a ton. Chesclu, APOC just to get out. We'll get some value. Can he get enough from the Fire Stomp to live? Yes, Stukov helping Chesclu survive. And that Immortal still pressing forward, getting ready to hit this keep wall. A lot of heroes low on the side of buff. Chen is that big, swift, crazy, what's it called?
Deadly charge.
Deadly charge. Not enough, though.
That's to be fair, that's not one of the heroics you were supposed to have to call out in this game.
Yeah, well,
but,
you know, it's not funny.
Whatever. Yeah, there's those. There, down goes the keep. Still all 5 alive here though for Buff Chen. They're in a good position to defend this.
They're in a good position, but let's see how much damage each swing's gonna do. Chescu trying to back up. Actually, everyone from Murky's hit squad starting to back up. They don't want this core right now. They got the keep. I think they're content with that. They'll also get 13% off of the core.
They also got the top keep there too.
Oh, top keep down too.
Yeah.
And they're in a bush. Look at that. Quiet. Shh. Sneaky bush. No one's taking their bait.
Nope. They're going right up to the top. Feels bad, man.
All right. They do see this rotation. They have an idea exactly where Buff Chen is. Murky's hit squad really wants it here.
Yeah, they are going to charge on in, look to take this fight. They know they've got lanes pushing in both sides, so if they can win it here, it's going to be all over. Arrow comes out, again, a little bit late on the APOC, no value there, but the Anduin falls on the other side. Here comes the resets, though, as Li Ming does get the first kill on the backside, but Hanzo trying to snipe him away. Meanwhile, what?
Oh, man, these squishy targets get so close to dying. But sometimes not falling. Hanzo gonna pay the price. 50 seconds till he's back. There has to be some cleanup going on. Here's catapults approaching the core of Buff Chen. Immortal spawning in 25 seconds has to be the last one of the game, Jayzon. I don't see this one going much longer than this.
I think that Vala's HP is about how close Buff Chen just came to losing this game. They are still in it. They're going to have a little bit of counter pressure with this camp, but ultimately this is still going to be a completely uphill climb as they've got catapults pushing in both lanes. And yeah, they're going to have to find a way to fight over this Immortal without losing their core on the backside. I don't know how this is possible, but we'll see if they can pull it off here.
Well, they gotta just race quickly. The longer they delay, the longer these catapults are gonna have to start threatening the core. Ooh, Rainer's Raider gonna fall there. That's actually pretty big, because Ceiling Man, I believe, took the level 20 upgrade. No, he actually went with Execute. But without that Raider, it's a bit of damage now missing for Murky's hit squad, and you see the lead already opened up by Buff Chen. This is a desperation Immortal, and I think Murky's hit squad, they have to pay a bit more attention to make sure this doesn't happen.
Yeah, meanwhile, Diablo in a little bit far there. He is going to go down. That is going to proc resets here for this'll do, and a nice Holy Word Salvation on the backside. Again, good healing coming out for the stun. Now on the Thistle too on the backside, and they've got enough time to be able to continue to try and poke and prod this out there. Their lanes are actually staying pretty decently pushed out right now.
Yeah, thanks to that bruiser camp in the bottom lane, which is going to start threatening that keep in just a moment. They've been able to clear up the top lane just casually as they're near it. But here we go. Bishop Mist looking for it. Charge in as well from Diablo, but Thrall too fast. He gets out. Ekeem also getting out with natural agility over the wall. No kills, not a lot of damage either side yet. Well, we're starting to think again. These catapults top lane, Jayzon, 2 of them approaching now towards the core of Buff Chen.
Meanwhile, the Shaman Camp actually gets to keep on the bottom side, but Hanzo gets blown up. Big combo there. Middle Bear and Thistle Dude getting the job done. And Reset's coming out as well. No souls on the Diablos. He's getting very low. The Immortal goes down, and now both keeps are going to be under, or both cores are going to be under pressure here.
Oh, yeah, 45 seconds without Hanzo. This could be game, but look at top. Look at top. 3 catapults, one of them distracted, though, hitting this side tower. Yeah, you hate to say that one.
Yeah, report catapult number 3. AFK / non-participation.
But with Thrall back, is that significant? Does that mean there's enough room to get a defense here? 20 seconds till Hanzo's back up. Has the play of the game? No, went bullseye. Okay, no play of the game here. But it's going to be at their core. Shouldn't be too much of an issue getting to the fight. But they're going to have to sync it up. It's going to be about time Diablo can land this APOC along with the Dragon's Arrow. It's got to be here. Waiting to see it in just 2 seconds when Hanzo spawns.
Yeah, he's going to come in and is looking for it. There it is. Nice combo. This time actually finds Anduin. Anduin's going to fall, but the core's down to 50%. This Immortal is chunking it too fast. It's too little too late. And Buff Chen comes back here in game number 2 to score the domination over Murky's Hit Squad.
Ooh, man, that one does not feel good for Murky's Hit Squad. I can tell you that. They had a lead, slipped through their grasp there at the end. But you can't discredit Buff Chen. They stuck in it. These kill counts in both games very even. I thought we were gonna have a close match, and we did. Both maps could have gone to either team, Jayzon, and I'm convinced Murky's Hit Squad has got to be hitting themselves after that one.
Yeah, this is what you love to see in NGS Murder. 2 evenly matched teams. Either team could have won either one of these games. That's just a sign, you know, good placements and really, really good teams that are working hard to improve and get the advantage over one another. It's just today wasn't Murky's Hit Squad day. Buff Chen did a great job of executing. They came out and they played smart and they played pretty well overall and winning enough team fights and playing macro maybe just a little bit better today.
Jayzon, let's hop on over to NGS Lobby 1, try to get a quick interview in.
Sounds good.
Alright, I got Jayzon here with me. Reached out to Middle Bear. We'll see if they'll be able to join us. Let's go ahead and switch us back over to our webcam scene. What a set though, Jayzon. That was exciting. I think we had great moments in both games. Definitely some highlight moments. Looks like Kage will be sent in for the interview in just a moment. Played our support tonight. It was Anduin in both games. Wonder if they're coming. There we go. Kage, what is going on? And congratulations on the 2-0 domination tonight. Hello? Did I break something? What did I do? I can't hear anything. Hold on. What the heck happened? I didn't even hit anything. BRB? Well, you know, sometimes you have technical difficulties. Sometimes you don't. And this is one of those times we do. Just a moment. Shingam saying, "Dat a fresh haircut, brah?" Thanks, man. I don't know. I got it cut a few weeks ago. Can we load in? Can we get an interview? Hello? Testing?
Hello.
Hello? Hello?
Hey! Alright. Kage, how's it going tonight? Congrats on the 2-0 domination.
Thanks, man.
So tell us a bit about Buff Chen. What's the story? How are you guys feeling as a team? And Yeah, let's start with that.
Well, Buff Chen is the combination of two teams, Pirate Boat from HL and Panic at the Draft also from HL. My team, they said they want to do another amateur series, and we kind of just combined it there, and here we are.
So you knocked out a team tonight that was slightly ahead of you in the standings in Murky's hit squad, but it's been a bit of an up and down season so far. I think, is this like your first like real victory? Were your other ones just those dominations that were handed out from forfeits, or no? You had one other win, right?
Yeah, one other. Yeah, we had one other. But I think as far as like close games, this is like our first like really close game. I think so.
Yeah, definitely outstanding. Close game and understatement. Both maps very close in kills, very close in momentum too. How did it feel feeling like you were maybe backs against the wall a few times, especially there in game number 2? Both keeps down, but you still were able to hang in there. What's the kind of the mentality that your team's able to employ to get to that level?
My saying is, once you lose everything, you have nothing to lose. So,
Yep.
I mean, honestly, we're pretty chill. We're not like, super tryhards who get like all angry and stuff. We kind of keep our heads level, and we just play the game.
Jayzon, you got anything game number 1, that Infernal Shrines map?
Yeah, just looking at in general, your guys' comp, more poke oriented. What were the comms like when you've got such a hyper aggressive team on the other side? You've got a new Barak, Imperious diving in. How do you guys handle those kind of situations in team fight?
I'm sorry, I cut out a little bit. Can you repeat that?
Sure. Just how do you guys handle team fight comms? What does that sound like for your squad when you've got enemy team heroes like a new Barak and Imperious diving in so deep?
Honestly, a lot of teams have been playing pretty dive heavy comps against us. So I guess you could say at this point, we're kind of used to it. But we try to make sure that whoever gets cocooned, make sure you burn it through, don't overextend, things like that. Honestly, you can have really good heroes, but if you can't play those heroes well, it doesn't really matter. I'm not trying to throw anything out. I'm just saying,
Oh, a little shade being thrown here.
It's
all right.
Shade confirmed. Look out.
I want to say shout out Weenus in chat, 69 bits as always. Thanks for being here.
A new subscriber.
And the new subscriber, Slexia, hitting the sub button. Welcome to the RG family once again. Woot. Kage. Anduin twice tonight. We loving the hero or just a good looking chap?
I actually really like Anduin. So I think if my team is okay with it, I'm going to be playing more of him. But, I got to work on not getting stunned out so much. So,
Well, I will say this. Game 2, Holy Word Salvation, Holy Word, it found some salvation. A few times, saving your team, getting some kills on the backside of it. Being that leader from the support role, is your team relying on you to be there every time, or is this just a little spectacular stardust being thrown out on the battlefield?
Yeah, they definitely rely on me. They need me. Definitely, 100%. They need me.
Hey, you gotta own it. You gotta own it. There you go. Well, congrats on the win tonight. Looking forward to seeing more Buff Chen throughout the season. Unfortunately, I got to rush off to another cast in just about 13 minutes. So before we go, I got to give you time for your shout-outs. Kage and Buff Chen, the floor is yours.
Yo, shout-outs to my team. Shout-outs to Adj, Sosa, SVX, Thistle, Middle. Love you guys. No one else matters. Okay, thanks.
All right. Thank you so much for the interview. Congratulations once again, and definitely looking forward to seeing more of Buff Chen.
Thank you. Have fun, guys.
All right, thanks.
Thanks.
Jayzon, end of the road here tonight for me and you. You want to let people know where they can find you?
Yeah, twitch.tv/JayzonHots. JayzonHots also on YouTube and Twitter. Feel free to check all those out. You guys can always reach me on Discord if you need anything. I'll be picking up 2 casts later on this week that I just signed up for. So we got Thursday night at 9 and then Friday night at 8:30. So check those out over on that channel. And, I'll be hopping around casting as often as I get an opportunity to. Thanks a lot, Murda, for having me on tonight. It's always a pleasure.
Dude, always a pleasure. You are fantastic. Headcaster of Nexus Gaming Series, Jayzon. Everyone, if you're in chat, throw some clappers out there for him. Appreciate you being here. If you guys want to find me, of course, I'm on Twitter at MurdaRG. Here on Twitch, just hit that follow button. Hit subscribe if you really love me. And, of course, on YouTube, where I need you the most. If you are not already following me there, please consider supporting me by heading on over to my YouTube page. I believe Mr. Nightbot threw a link in chat. Follow that link. Hit subscribe. I love you a long time. Don't go anywhere because we have more NGS action coming to you in just about 12 minutes. It's going to be Roll One Esports up against Logical Decision. I'm going to switch over some art assets here on the stream. Bring in my boy Repsychic. Hope you guys are ready. Jayzon, once again, thanks for being here, man.
Thank you.
And until then, I will see you guys in just a moment. I'm Murda. That was Jayzon. Buff Chen wins 2-0 over Murky's Hit Squad.